Have you ever heard of the Cirque du Malheur, the Circus of Misfortune? Probably not. That's because they tried to erase it from history. But some stories refuse to die. They linger in whispers, in old newspaper clippings tucked away in dusty attics, and in the chilling accounts of the few who remember. In the late 19th century, circuses were the grandest spectacle on earth. But one was different. The Cirque du Malheur wasn't known for its joyous clowns or magnificent elephants. It was known for something far more peculiar. Its ringmaster, a man known only as Silas, was said to have a gaze that could peer into your very soul. He didn't recruit performers. He collected them, people on the fringes of society, individuals with unique, almost unbelievable talents that often came with a heavy price. There was Elara, the tightrope walker, who never used a net. They said she didn't walk the rope, but floated above it, as if gravity itself was afraid to touch her. But off the wire, she was frail, almost translucent, as if her performances drained the very life from her. Then there were the Gemini twins, contortionists who could twist their bodies into impossible shapes. Onlookers swore their bones made no sound, their movements unnervingly fluid, like they were made of something other than flesh and blood. At night, circus workers would hear two voices whispering from their wagon, but only ever saw one twin at a time. The star attraction, however, was the Phantom Phantasmagoria. This wasn't your typical smoke and mirrors magic show. The illusionist, a cloaked figure named Morwen, would conjure apparitions that seemed startlingly real. Audience members reported seeing lost loved ones in the swirling mists on stage, beckoning to them. People would leave the tent pale and shaken, not entertained, but haunted. They felt a profound sense of loss, a sorrow that clung to them for days. The circus never stayed in one town for long. It would arrive under the cloak of twilight and be gone before the morning mist cleared. But it always left something behind. A string of inexplicable events would follow in its wake. Livestock would fall ill, strange fogs would roll in from nowhere, and people would report a lingering feeling of unease, a collective melancholy that settled over the town like a shroud. They called it the circus curse. It started as a murmur, then grew into a legend. Towns began to refuse the Cirque du Malheur entry. Mayors would barricade the roads, and citizens would stand guard with pitchforks and torches, not out of anger, but out of fear. The joy a circus was meant to bring had been twisted into dread. The final performance of the Cirque du Malheur is the most mysterious part of the tale. It was set to take place in a remote, forgotten town called Heavenwood, but the circus never opened its 10 flaps. A massive, unseasonal storm rolled in that night, a tempest of furious wind and lightning that seemed to center directly over the circus grounds. Locals huddled in their homes, listening to the storm rage in what they described as a sound that wasn't thunder, but a symphony of sorrowful cries and unearthly music carried on the wind. When dawn broke, the storm was gone, and so was the circus. The entire Cirque du Malheur had vanished without a trace. No wagons, no animals, no people. All that remained was a perfect, circular patch of scorched earth where the main tent had stood, and a single, faded poster clinging to a post, its image of a smiling clown now looking like a grimace. What happened that night? Did the storm simply destroy them, or was it something else? Some believe Silas's collection of sorrow finally reached a breaking point, consuming the circus and everyone in it. Others whisper that the performers, bound by some dark pact, finally paid their due, and the circus simply moved to a different realm, a different reality, to perform for a new, unseen audience. Investigators at the time were baffled. There were no tracks leading away from the site, no debris, nothing. It was as if a giant hand had plucked the entire spectacle from the face of the earth. Faced with an impossible mystery and mounting public fear, the official records were quietly sealed. Newspapers were pressured to stop reporting on it. The story of the Cirque du Malheur, the Circus of Misfortune, was systematically buried, becoming a footnote in history, a ghost story told around campfires. But the legend persists. Even today, people who visit the empty field where Heavenwood once stood report a strange chill in the air. Some claim that on quiet, moonless nights, you can still hear the faint, distant echo of Calliope music and the ghostly applause of a crowd that hasn't been there for over a century. A chilling reminder of the circus they tried to erase, the cursed spectacle that vanished into its own dark legend. Thank you so much for journeying into this mystery with me. If you enjoy diving into the unknown and exploring forgotten tales, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have so many more strange histories to uncover together. Until next time, stay curious.